Hi guys, I'm Kevin here with the Capital Network team talking today about priced fundraising rounds and valuations. So what exactly is a priced round? A priced round is when a startup raises money by selling shares at a specific price per share. Basically the price is set in stone. Basically, investors and founders agree on the company's valuation, and based on that, a price per share is set. New shares are issued to investors in exchange for their investment. These are typically preferred shares, which have additional rights from the common shares that founders and employees own. A priced round is different from raising a SAFE. So with a SAFE, the specific price per share isn't set until a future date when the SAFE note actually converts into preferred shares. So this price per share where a SAFE converts at is usually done on a predetermined valuation cap, which is typically specified in the terms of the SAFE. So what do you exactly mean by valuation? Within a priced round, the valuation is usually specified in a term sheet as either a pre-money or a post-money valuation. Pre-money valuation is how much your company is worth before you raise new money. You can kind of think of this as what current investors and shareholders currently own. That's different from post-money, where post-money valuation is your company's value after the new money has been added. You can think of this as the portion of the company that all shareholders, both existing and new, will own after the fundraising round is complete. The basic formula is post-money valuation equals pre-money valuation plus the amount raised in the fundraise. For example, if your pre-money valuation is $8 million and you raise $2 million, then your post-money valuation becomes 8 plus 2 equals $10 million. Well, how does valuation translate to price per share? The basic formula is valuation equals price per share times the number of shares. In other words, you can calculate the price per share of the round by dividing pre-money valuation by the number of pre-existing shares of the company. Note that we divide pre-money valuation by the number of pre-existing shares because the pre-money valuation represents only what the current shareholders currently own. You can also do this using post-money valuation and the total number of shares after the funding round as well. Well, what's normal as far as valuation and raise sizes go? In general, you want to aim to raise enough for 18 to 24 months of runway while giving up a manageable amount of ownership. So what's typical is around 20% dilution at seed or Series A. As far as typical round sizes go, at seed, you might expect to raise $2 to $5 million. And at Series A, you might raise somewhere in the range of $8 to $15 million, depending on traction and market. So what is dilution? Well, dilution happens because new shares are issued to investors as part of the raise, meaning existing ownership percentages shrink. So recall, post-money equals pre-money plus new money. Whereas pre-existing shareholders owned 100% of the pre-money, after the new money comes in, they would now own a smaller piece of the company on a post-money basis. So in other words, dilution is how much of the post-money company that the new investors will now own. This is calculated by dividing the new money by the post-money. A typical Series Seed or Series A round might result in around 15 to 25% dilution. Based on figures for round size and dilution, you can back into a calculation for what post-money valuation might potentially look like. As we just discussed, dilution equals raise size divided by post-money valuation. Rearranging, this means that post-money equals raise size divided by dilution. So for example, if you raise a $3 million seed with 20% dilution, the post-money valuation on this raise would be $3 million divided by 20%, which is equal to $15 million. Thus, by having a target raise size in mind based on your business runway needs, and knowing what typical dilution looks like at the seed or Series A stage, you can calculate a rough sense for what your post-money valuation might be. Finally, it's worth discussing the differences between a lead versus a follower investor in the context of a priced round. A lead investor is the main investor who typically sets and negotiates the lead terms, so think valuation and governance. They set the pace for the rest of the round, and they usually write the largest check, although this isn't always necessarily the case. You can contrast that with a follower investor, who is someone who joins after the lead is already established, usually accepts the terms already negotiated by the pre-existing lead, and typically writes a smaller check than the lead. In general, when raising a priced round, we would recommend you to first secure a lead who would set the valuation and the key terms upon which a follower investor may decide to participate or not. Awesome. I hope this quick video on the basics of priced fundraising rounds is helpful, and please let us know if you have any questions.